Vikings moved up one spot with the Jets. They flipped the Jets a 4th and a 5th on Saturday for the right to move up one spot. And we are assuming it is to take J.J. McCarthy.
Four-man rush on 3rd and 25. Out of the pocket, McCarthy keeps the play alive. Long throw across the field. He drops it in. Dalen Baldwin to the house. 69 yards. Touchdown.
With the 10th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select
J.J. McCarthy,
quarterback, Michigan.
Touch of the 10, 1st and goal for the Wolverines. Back to the air again, McCarthy. Flushed, fires across his body, another touchdown! 2 for 2, scrambling to Roman Wilson.
And a huge ovation from the...
Since high school, J.J. McCarthy has only lost 3 games in his football career. It doesn't matter how people spin it, some saying that he only benefited from the talent around him. At the end of the day, he plays quarterback, a position that requires him to touch the ball on every offensive snap. He still has to relay the play call to the rest of the offense, make adjustments and audibles at the line of scrimmage, make the right reads, and most importantly, make the throw. McCarthy originally went to high school at Nazareth Academy in Illinois, where as a starter, he led his team to a 26-2 record with back-to-back state championship appearances, winning 1 state title as a sophomore. Due to the COVID pandemic, Nazareth's football season was canceled in 2020, which was McCarthy's senior year. This forced him to transfer to IMG Academy in Florida, where, as the starter, he went 8-0 and won yet another state championship. Coming out of high school, McCarthy was a 5-star recruit. According to him, he had originally planned on committing to play quarterback at Ohio State, but went on to say that Ohio State head coach Ryan Day lied to his face. Coach Day had told McCarthy that he wasn't going to take a quarterback in the 2021 recruiting class until the end of the summer, but then shortly after their conversation, he accepted a commitment from quarterback Kyle McCord in April. Even though McCarthy grew up an Ohio State fan, he committed to their rival Michigan the next month due to Kyle McCord's commitment to Ohio State. McCarthy was quoted saying this about his commitment: "I used to love them, now I want to kill them," talking about Ohio State. And kill them this man did. McCarthy went 3-0 against Ohio State during his time at Michigan, racking up 442 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 12 rushes for 60 yards in all 3 games combined. McCarthy and Michigan beat them 30-24 most recently, a game in which McCarthy made one of the best throws from this past college football season, threading the needle between 2 defenders near the goal line.
J.J. McCarthy looking over the middle, caught, touchdown Wolverines! Roman Wilson. J.J. McCarthy threw that one off his back foot.
This ball was threaded between 2 defenders. Malik Hartford, 25, and Denzel Burke. Great coverage, but watch this ball goes right between them.
He played 3 full seasons as Michigan's starter, finishing his career there with a 27-1 record, one of the highest winning percentages for a quarterback in college football history. On top of that, he won 3 consecutive Big Ten Conference titles, capping it all off by winning the national championship this past season. People will try to poke holes at McCarthy's career at Michigan, saying he was a product of the system or he was just a game manager. He's viewed similarly to how Brock Purdy is with the 49ers, but the whole game manager argument is just straight up dumb. Who cares if JJ and Brock don't look like Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen on game day? They're doing their job and doing it damn good. They just win football games, and that's the goal at the end of the day. People like to point at the Penn State game this past season, where Michigan ran the ball 33 straight times to end the game, trying to make the argument that's because Michigan's staff didn't trust McCarthy to throw the ball. If you actually watch the game, you'll realize that they ran the ball 33 straight times because it was working. If Michigan was losing and they did that, I'd agree, that would definitely be concerning, but Michigan had the lead, they were controlling the game because Penn State's run defense couldn't stop them, and guess what? Michigan won 24-15. If you're not even going to watch the game and just read the box score stats to try and prove a point, your argument immediately loses validity. The final stat that I wanted to bring up from McCarthy's time at Michigan was how clutch he was on third downs. This past season, he had a 67.1 completion percentage on third down with a touchdown to interception ratio of 6-0. He may not have been asked to carry his offense on every single snap, but when they needed him to convert on third down in big moments, he didn't shy away, and the majority of the time, he made the play. Now let's move on to a little over a month ago when JJ's NFL career officially began, where, with the 10th overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, JJ McCarthy was drafted by the Minnesota Vikings, thus bringing us to the title of the video, in which I truly believe that JJ McCarthy couldn't have asked for a better landing spot than in Minnesota. Back in March, during free agency, the Vikings signed quarterback Sam Darnold to a one-year deal worth up to $10 million. Darnold's currently set to start the season for the Vikings, barring an extremely impressive offseason from McCarthy during practices and preseason games. But honestly, from the Vikings coaching staff's point of view, ideally McCarthy doesn't have to start a game for them this upcoming season. Out of all 6 quarterbacks that were drafted in the first round, JJ McCarthy is the youngest, having just turned 21 back in January. For reference, Bo Nix, who was drafted by the Broncos only 2 picks after the Vikings took McCarthy, is 24, making a 3-year age difference between the 2 rookie quarterbacks. And while Bo Nix is likely going to be thrust into the fire as the starting quarterback in Denver immediately, JJ will get to sit for a year behind Sam Darnold, learn head coach Kevin O'Connell's offensive system, work with O'Connell and quarterbacks coach Josh McCown on his footwork and any other intricacies of his game that may need adjustment, plus just getting time to simply learn how to be a professional quarterback in the NFL.
At the Combine, the Vikings were my first meeting of my second day there.
Cool. Well, here's what I want to do. I want to teach you one of our base rookie minicamp day 1 plays real quick. I'm going to go fast for the sake of time, then we'll jump into some of your tape. How's that sound? All right? Sounds great. Okay. It's just common sense, man. That's outstanding.
Do this all day.
Really appreciate you. Great to meet you. It's good, man. You remembered all that stuff, man.
I just want to say I went through a brick wall for you.
Let's go, man.
How do you want to park one goal?
Let's go, man. I appreciate the time.
At the end, I tell Coach O'Connell that, I'd run through a brick wall for him. And, that's something that I've only said that to 2 coaches in my entire life, people that I have, the utmost respect for and honor for. And, he definitely fits that mold and won championships with both of those guys previously. So hopefully we can add on to the third one.
Assuming that he sits behind Darnold for his entire rookie season, developing under Kevin O'Connell, by the time he's starting next year, JJ will still only be 22 years old. Now I just want to talk a bit about why this offense is such a great fit for McCarthy and vice versa. Earlier I mentioned how Brock Purdy is viewed as being a game manager in San Francisco due to all the offensive talent around him. Again, nothing wrong with being labeled that. McCarthy will have similar personnel around him in Minnesota. They've got arguably the best wide receiver in the NFL in Justin Jefferson, a great second wide receiver option in Jordan Addison, a guy who showed that he's capable of being a wide receiver 1 in the NFL when last season Jefferson missed significant time with a hamstring injury, TJ Hawkinson at tight end, who's easily a top 5 receiving tight end in the league, 2 fantastic bookend tackles with Christian Darrisaw and Brian O'Neill. Now I know Aaron Jones is only on a 1-year deal, but he's still got a ton left in the tank as he showed in the Packers playoff game versus the Cowboys, so there's a chance that he could return after this season. And most importantly, a young, offensive-minded head coach in Kevin O'Connell, whose main job will be to develop and fit this offense around McCarthy's strengths. JJ played in a pro-style offense under Jim Harbaugh at Michigan, so this offense won't be too dissimilar from what he's used to. And finally, the great thing about having a newly drafted quarterback is that the team gets the benefit of the rookie contract, so they will have more money to spend on defensive and offensive players in free agency without having to pay a quarterback huge amounts of money. The Vikings are currently projected the 5th most cap space in the NFL next offseason, so they will have plenty of money to spend on free agents. So, to recap, McCarthy has found himself in an ideal situation in Minnesota. He has a year to sit and develop behind Sam Darnold, learning the offense and working on his mechanics with Kevin O'Connell and Josh McCown. The offense that he's walking into is loaded with talent, while the defense, which improved mightily last season under defensive coordinator Brian Flores, will only get better with the large amount of cap space that they will have at their disposal next offseason. JJ McCarthy seems to be a super mature dude for his age. Watch an interview with him. He's basically the complete opposite of Johnny Manziel coming out of college. He's a guy who's going to give it his all every second of every day. He's not going to be asked to be Patrick Mahomes. He's going to be asked to be JJ McCarthy. Relay the play call to the offense, make adjustments and audibles at the line of scrimmage if needed, make the right reads, and use his arm to distribute the ball to his playmakers. And if he needs to thread the needle or take off and scramble every once in a while, we know he's capable of that too. JJ McCarthy is an amazing fit for Minnesota's offense, and Minnesota was a great landing spot for JJ McCarthy. Thank you for watching the video. It really means a ton. Feel free to like and subscribe and comment down below what videos I should make next. I really appreciate you watching. It means more than you know, and I'll see you next time.